Okay, so let's still do the warm up. Okay, so still getting the body temperature a little bit higher. Okay, so that just means moving a little bit until maybe you get to a little bit of a sweat. And then we're just also going to be moving the joints as we usually do. Okay, so just kind of marching on the spot. If you feel more comfortable, you can kind of just not even lift the toes. You can just kind of pump your heels. Okay, just move in a rhythmic manner. Okay, that will get your body temperature a little bit higher, and that's what usually keeps us from hurting ourselves. Okay, so if you can, see if you can stand a little bit taller as well. We tend to slouch a little bit. Okay, so can we just imagine ourselves to be 6 feet tall or 7 feet tall if you're tall, even taller than 6 feet? Okay, and can we just put kind of our head on top of our shoulders? So a lot of times we also slouch like this. So can we put our head right on top of our shoulders? Okay, and our shoulders right on top of our hips. Okay, so think of yourself as getting a little bit wider, okay, and a little bit taller. Okay, and see if you can just swing from your shoulders. Okay, so it's kind of relax through the spine a little bit. Okay, relax through the shoulders. Okay, once again, you can move as little as you need to, or move more if you want. Okay, and just deep breath in and out. Okay, so while we're doing this, let's move the neck first, so left and right. Okay, once again, I'm not even lifting my legs up. That makes me maybe just easy to balance this way. Okay, but see if you can just keep yourself in the taller posture. Good. Okay, and then just front up and down. Okay, so just tucking our chin in. Okay, and see if you can kind of look when we straight ahead this time, but kind of push your chin back a little bit. So we call this retracting the shoulder, the neck. Okay, or chin tuck. Okay, and once again, looking down, relaxing the neck. Okay, look forward and see if you can tuck your chin down a little bit, but push your head backwards. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, so relaxing the neck, looking down. Okay, and then chin tuck and head press. Okay, and then relaxing the shoulders a little bit. Okay, so let's move on to the shoulders. Okay, so just shoulder circles. Focus on pulling backwards and downwards. Usually one more tight in those areas. Okay, a couple of times one way. Okay, and then maybe a couple of times the other direction. Okay, let's move on to the spine, the lower spine. So we're just going to breathe out. Okay, just rounding us back a little bit. Okay, and then do the opposite. Deep breath in, bring our heart up to the ceiling. Okay, maybe feeling your back muscles tightening a little bit. Okay, breathing out. Okay, just relaxing. You don't have to pull yourself down. Just relax. Okay, and breathing in. Okay, try to bring your heart up or your chest up to the ceiling. Okay, one more time. Breathing out. Okay, and breathing in. Okay, let's do a little bit of turning of the spine. Okay, so let's rotate the arms, rotate the shoulders. Okay, maybe even the lower body a little bit. Okay. So it's kind of almost pointing one shoulder forward, one shoulder slightly back, kind of touching the opposite hips. Okay, let's continue moving the arms, but with this time both backwards and both forward at the same time. Okay, slowly see if you can open up a little further back, so pressing the palms out, fingers back. You might feel a stretch right in front of the chest, in front of the arms. Okay, and give yourself maybe a deeper hug or a bigger hug. Okay, just at your own pace. Okay, but see if you can make the motion a little bit bigger than before. Okay, if you can, still pump the heels or just move side to side a little bit. Okay, let's go kind of front to back. Okay, so you're just going to swing. You can start off just swinging arms back and forth a few times. Okay, and now try to make the motion a little bigger. So palms down, fingers back. See if you can press the palm almost behind you. Okay, make a fist and see if you can get your knuckles a little bit closer to your shoulders or your neck. Okay, and shake your nose a little bit. Okay, let's go almost backwards. So we're just going to touch the back of the head or the ears. Okay, and then the behind the hips. Okay, and see if you can change arms. So which one's on top? Okay, if you have no pain in your shoulders, see if you can reach down your neck a little bit more and reach up your back a little bit more. Okay, you can just take this a little slower, okay, but you can slowly see if you can hold it a little longer or try to scoot yourself, the fingers a little bit closer together. Okay, just a couple of times each direction. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, one more behind the back. Okay, so just hands behind the hips or behind the low back. And you're just trying to pull your shoulders back until you feel a little bit of a stretch in front of the shoulders, in front of the chest. Deep breath in at the same time. Okay, so take a deep breath. You might feel a bit more tightness or more of a stretch. Okay, breathe out, just relax. Okay, deep breath in. Okay, if you have open chest surgery, just be a little careful. Okay, just go to the point where it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but not painful. Okay, and coming back out. Okay, let's move a little bit of elbows. Okay, so let's try something different. So let's have the hands together like this. Okay, we're gonna call this magnetic hands. So you're gonna have your hands always stuck together. Okay, but you're gonna bring your arms across towards you. Okay, but your hands are always stuck together. Okay, and you're gonna open it back up. Okay, and you're still just going to maybe tuck the thumb in. Okay, so you're kind of moving the elbows, moving the shoulders. Okay, and you can also switch directions. Okay, you might hear a little bit of sound as the joints of your hands move a little bit as well. Good. Okay, and let's try to open up again. Okay, this time imagine you have 2 plates of food on your hands. Okay, see if you can bring it out. Okay, and then bring it back towards your ears. Okay, bring it out. Okay, and back in. Okay, but your palms are on top, so you're still holding a plate. Okay, let's do the opposite. You have kind of holding 2 plates. Okay, see if you can bring it out again, but still keep the plate, kind of don't drop the plate. Okay, so you're always holding on with some like 2 glasses of water, and you're trying to go under and get it out to the side. Okay, and then coming back out. Okay, so we're just kind of rotating the entire arm and the wrist as well. Okay, and let's move the fingers a little bit. Okay, so just wiggle all your fingers. Okay, can we make almost like a wave with fingers? Okay, so this one might take a little bit of concentration. Okay, so we're making an upside down L, and then I guess an upside down C sort of. Okay, if you want, you can do the opposite, make a C first, and then the L. Good. Okay, and shake everything out. Okay, let's move on to the lower body. Okay, relaxing the spine. We're just going to circle our hips a little bit more. Okay, see if you can draw a full circle all the way around. Okay, when you have the hands on top of the thighs, you can also hold on to a chair if that's more comfortable for you. Okay, and you're just going to kind of not completely straight your knees. Okay, it's a little bit of a bend. Okay, but your back should be long. Okay, and you're just pushing your hips backwards like you're trying to touch a wall behind you. Okay, and so you feel a stretch behind your thighs. Okay, and then just coming back up. Okay, and then we're also going to reach up as we come up. Okay, as we come down. Okay, we're going to maybe take a breath in. Okay, as you take a breath out, you're going to reach up with the other hand. Okay, think of lengthening the body. Okay, if your shoulders hurt at any point, just adjust. So this is painful, but this is okay. Just stay there. Don't force it anything. Okay, once again, breathing in. Okay, feeling the stretch behind. Okay, and coming up. Make yourself longer from your heel to your fingertips. Okay, and let's do that one more time. Breathing in. Okay, and coming back up. Okay, now let's have the 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Make yourself the stance wider for balance. Both toes kind of pointing forward. Your pelvis is pointing forward. Okay, this time try to see if you can straighten out the back leg a little bit more. Okay, bring your belt up a little bit. Okay, so you're not overarching the back. Okay, bring your belt up in front. Okay, and you should feel a stretch in the front of your thighs. Okay, and we'll do something similar. Okay, but this time instead of reaching just upwards, so we're gonna press the hips forward, but at the same time, we're gonna reach up and sideways a little bit. So this is my left leg and this is my left arm. I'm gonna press my hips forward, okay, while breathing in, side reaching a little bit, feeling a little bit of stretch on the side, feeling a stretch in the front of my hips. Okay, breathing out, you can come back. Okay, once again, you don't have to try too hard. Just a little bit, feel a little bit of a stretch, it's okay. You don't need to force anything again. Okay, let's try 3 to 5 times per side. Okay, just at your own pace. Okay, just a little bit of a reach. Okay, and you can slowly come back. Okay, and when you're ready, you can switch over to the asana. Okay, and once again, you can have even more than one chair around for balance. Okay, as much as you need to be safe. Okay, so once again, both toes kind of pointing forward, pelvis kind of pointing forward. Bring your belt up a little bit so that your pelvis is kind of level. So imagine your pelvis like a bowl of water. Don't spill water out the front. Okay, no need to try to pour it out the back. Okay, just kind of horizontal. Okay, so once again, this is my right leg back. That is my right arm. I'm going to press my hips forward, and at the same time, I'm going to reach up and a little bit across the midline. Deep breath in. Okay, as you breathe out, you can come back. Okay, once again, at your own pace, 3 to 5 times. Okay, so this is number 2 for me. 3, 4. Okay, I'm just going to do one more time for myself. 5. Okay, and slowly come back. Okay, maybe check things out a little bit. Okay, so let's move the leg front to back a few more times. Okay, so I'm holding on to 2 chairs. You can do the same or just one. Or if you feel comfortable, you can try to balance. Okay, I'm just kicking the leg back and forth a little bit. Okay, and see if you can move more so from your hips. Okay, so I'm not kind of wiggling my upper body too much. I'm not kind of swaying backwards and forward. Okay, mostly I'm trying to move my hip joint. Okay, if you feel comfortable, see if you can get your toes a little bit high up. So almost imagine you're trying to get your fingertips and your toes a little closer together. Maybe you feel a little bit of stretch behind. Okay, and then opposite, try to see if you can squeeze your butt. So if you put your hand behind your butt, as you kick backwards, the muscles should kind of tense up. Okay, see if you can get it to tighten a little bit more. Okay, as you kick backwards a little bit. Okay, and the opposite is going to be a little bit tight as well. Okay, and once again, take breaks anytime you need to, or just stop any points if you feel like you're getting too tired, anything like that, or uncomfortable. Definitely let Kyle or Wen know, or myself know. Okay, let's try the other leg. So just kind of a really easy swing back and forth a few times first. Okay, once again, see if you can feel the motion coming more from your hips. Okay, less from the spine, the back, or the lower body. Okay, and if you feel comfortable, see you can kick it up just a little bit higher. You try to imagine getting your toes closer to your fingertips in the front. Okay, and the opposite. See if you can squeeze your butt and kick it backwards a few times. Okay, and let's shake it off a little bit. Okay, let's bend the knees a little bit more. Okay, just kind of alternating between lifting the heel up. Okay, start out with smaller motion. If you feel comfortable, see if you can bring your heel closer to your butt. Okay, let's go to the ankles. Okay, you go on your toes. Okay, and then onto your heels. Okay, rocking back and forth, pushing up onto your toes, and then onto your heels. Okay, your upper body can sway back and forth for balance. Okay, let's go side to side a little bit. So lifting the same side edge. So I'm lifting both of my right side of my feet, and then lifting both of the left side of my feet. Okay, my hips are moving back and forth a little bit. Okay, so let's go into a little bit squatting. So feet a little bit wider than your hips, toes pointing out, maybe 10 to 30 degrees, so just slightly to the side. Okay, and I'm just going to sit on an imaginary bar stool. Okay, so I'm pushing my butt back, and I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. Okay, so sitting on a tall stool, and then coming back up. Okay, and this time see if you can reach up with both arms. Breathing in. Okay, and once again, I'm pushing my butt back, bending the knees a little bit. My knees are over my toes. If you feel comfortable, sit down as maybe a lower bar stool. Okay, and then once again, be breathing in as you reach up. Okay, let's do 5 times. Okay, so 3 more times. Okay, once again, if you feel comfortable, you can go down a little lower. You can also have a chair behind you. Okay, and as you come up, reaching up. Okay, 2 more times. Okay, so for myself, I know I'm okay, so I'm gonna go down a little bit lower. Okay, just go by how you feel. Okay, one last time. Okay, so I'm sitting on an imaginary chair. Okay, and coming back up. Okay, we're gonna stretch the inside of the thighs a little bit. Okay, so have the feet a little wider, so maybe wider than shoulder width. Toes are still pointing maybe slightly wide, more towards the side than before. Okay, I still have my chair for balance. You can still have a chair behind you. Okay, I'm still pushing my butt back. Okay, but this time I'm only bending one knee. Okay, so I'm shifting sideways, so one leg is straight, one leg is bent. My knees are not in front of my toes. Okay, so it's still behind. So I'm pushing my butt back, feeling a stretch inside of my thighs, kind of close to the groin area. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. Okay, so once again, think of pushing your butt back, leaning forward a little bit. Okay, and coming back up. Okay, so let's do about 6 times. Okay, so 3 per side. Okay, 3, coming back up. Okay, number 4. 5. Okay, remember not to bend the spine so much. So you're moving from your hips. Okay, so I'm always showing off that necktie or showing off that necklace. Okay, but I'm pushing my butt back so I'm leaning forward that way. Okay, slowly come back. Okay, so this time I might need to move a chair out of the way so I have room to move my leg. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of swing my leg back and forth. If you have hip replacement, just be careful of crossing too far inwards. Okay, so to be safe, you can just go towards your midline and then come back up. Okay, so don't cross the legs too much if you have a full hip replacement. Okay, and you can do the same thing on the other side. Once again, make sure you have enough space. Okay, once again, depending on how your hips are, you can adjust how far you go. If your hips are completely fine, feel free to go all the way in and all the way out. Okay, let's do a little bit of rotation in the hips. Okay, so I'm gonna have maybe one leg kind of here on the ground. Okay, I'm just turning my hips in and out. So once again, feel how your hips are. If it's painful, uncomfortable anyway, just feel free to just stop. Don't go too far. So kind of like putting out a cigarette or something like that. Okay, I'm rotating from just my hip joint. Okay, so I'm not twisting the entire body. I'm moving just the leg. Okay, kind of similar, but we're going to lift the leg up a little bit. Okay, this one you can hold on to more chairs if you need to. Okay, imagine just sweeping the leg back and forth. Okay, so I'm rotating my thigh kind of this way and then rotating the thigh the other way. Okay, and maybe just to rock the thighs a little bit, see if you can kick the leg out and back in a few times. Okay, and let's try the same thing on the other side. Okay, so put out the cigarette first. Okay, once again, feel the motion coming from your hips. Okay, if you have no hip problems, feel free to go a little further. Okay, and same thing. Knee up. You're sweeping up room, but you're kind of rotating the thigh this way. Okay, and rotating the thigh the other way. Okay, and maybe front it back a few times. Still trying to stay tall while we do this. Okay, and let's go into stand back up on the other leg. Okay, and this time, see if you can just check our balance. See if you can be a little bit lighter on the hands. So instead of like death grip in the chair, maybe see if you can just lightly touch or lightly touch with the fingers. Okay, or even tap. If you feel comfortable, you can even hover the hands. Okay, but see if you can just draw circles with your toes. Okay, while maintaining your balance. If you don't feel safe, just grab the chair again. Okay, or do it beside a wall. Okay, and a couple of times, same thing on the other side. Okay, so find that balance, staying tall. Okay, see how we feel first. We feel okay, then add the motion of the ankles. Okay, and then let's try to just scratch the floor of our toes. You kind of like bending the fingers, but bending our toes. Okay, to the opposite, try to just lift the toes off the ground. Okay, the foot kind of stays on. It's just the toes coming up. Okay, this one you might have to look at your toes a little bit. See if you can spread your toes apart. Okay, and just kind of wiggle our toes. I just kind of play around with it a little bit. See how, in what ways you can move your feet a little bit. Okay, and that's kind of our warm up. Maybe feel so move most of the joints in the body. Okay, now we're just going to go into the cardio part. So this one, you're going to get a heart rate a little bit faster. Okay, how fast? Completely up to you. Remember that we just need to be a little bit out of breath. Okay, maybe feel your heart rate going a little bit faster, just to get the benefits. Okay, so once again, check your surroundings, especially coming behind you. Make sure it's not slippery again. Okay, but we're going to try for about 10 minutes. Okay, so once again, we're going to start off marching. Okay, but this time, maybe just slowly get it up to speed a little bit more. Okay, so you can just kind of pump your heels a little faster or move your hands a little bit faster. Okay, but start off still kind of relatively slow and then slowly ramp up. Okay, and also try to maybe swing the shoulders. Okay, let's start off with just kind of turning a little bit side to side. So it's just kind of rotating. Okay, once again, go as slowly as you need to. Or if you tend to feel dizzy, keep looking the same way. Okay, that wouldn't move your head in that sense. So it might help you to not feel dizzy. Okay, so now let's just go forward and back a little bit. Okay, let me check behind me just in case. Okay, now we're just almost walk in the S shape. So I'm going to walk, kind of depending on how much room you have, but look forward and a little bit sideways. Okay, and if you feel comfortable, see if you can go backwards in the S shape again. Just maybe take it a little bit slower. Okay, so this is all part of balance as well. So moving without falling as balance doesn't always mean standing one foot. Okay, and you can also do an S shape, like I guess the opposite direction. So okay, maybe just one more time. Okay, if you feel comfortable, go move your hands and feet a little bit faster than before. Okay, but always safety first. Okay, let's go side to side. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more room. Okay, so let's start off moving side to side a little bit. Okay, just to complicate things a little bit, okay, you can just gonna go sideways, okay, while kind of rotating on the spot. Okay, so you're kind of rotating in place, okay, while you're moving side to side. Okay, once again, take this as slowly as you need to, or if you want, go as fast as you want to. Okay, kind of just think of it as kind of exploration, so moving in different ways. Okay, and let's come back to the middle. Okay, let's go into a toe tap. So we're just going to be kind of tapping in front. Okay, kind of tapping maybe your toes in front first. Your arms can follow. You can reach. Usually more natural, kind of natural how we usually move or normally walk is you reach with the opposite hand. So my left leg and right hand goes at the same time. My right leg and left hand goes out at the same time. Okay, so this is also using both sides of the brain kind of at the same time. It may take a little bit of coordination, okay, but you can just kind of reach with opposite hands and legs. Okay, a little bit harder. Can we touch a heel instead? So you might have to drop down slightly. Could you get our heel to reach? Okay, maybe reach off your hands a little bit high up, opening the hands. Okay, but the goal is still try to move more. Yeah, and if it's really too confusing, you can do both arms. That's usually easier for a lot of people. It's just one foot and then both hands is a little bit easier to manage. Okay, let's go to the side. Okay, so I'm going to just reach out, tap on the side. Okay, and once again, easier just to have both hands out. If you want, you can just have the opposite hand and legs. Okay, just to do both sides of the brain at the same time. Okay, but that takes a little bit of coordination. Okay, so you can take it as slowly as you want. Okay, and right now we're just doing it almost like a tap first. Okay, you don't have to do a step, or you can if you want to, but a step is good. You can also move faster. Okay, so once again, easiest is just both hands out and then tap on the side. Okay, just a little bit of tap. Okay, we're gonna go back up. Let's go back for the front side. Okay, this time we're actually gonna take a step and then come back. Okay, so we'll kind of do a push, come back, push, come back. Okay, so you don't have to do a big step. Okay, but if you want to, you can go much farther and much lower. Okay, but you know how your knees are, so kind of adjust to your own comfort level. Okay, so this is called a lunge. Kind of like fencing where people just lunge forward to jab someone. Okay, we're moving, using the thighs a little bit more. Okay, let's do the same thing to the side. So we're kind of lunging to the side to poke someone, come back, go into the other way, poke someone, come back. Okay, so you can do small steps or you can do a big step. Okay, see how you feel. The goal is just to keep moving in some ways so that our heart rate goes a little bit faster. Okay, once again, go faster or slower depending on how you feel. Okay, so now let's go back to the marching. Okay, and that was about 5 minutes. Okay, so we need to take a mini break. A break doesn't mean stopping. It could mean just taking a little bit slower. Taking a couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay, so our heart rate should have been going up a little bit more already. So now if you feel comfortable, we're going to try to step it up a little bit. If you feel like this is good enough for me, this is hard enough for me already, so feel free to stay at this pace. Okay, but if you want to, if you're able to, let's see if you can step up the pace just a little bit. Okay, so just moving the arms maybe a little bit faster than before. Okay, or legs faster than before. Okay, now let's see if you can just bend and extend the elbows a little bit more. Okay, so almost like maybe walking like a robot. Just hands a little bit faster, up and down. Okay, toes can do the same. Okay, let's try to lower our stance a little bit. Okay, so widen the stance. Okay, you're feeling your weight shifting side to side. Okay, hands and still move relatively quickly. Okay, coming back up. And once again, let's try to lower sensor a tiny bit. Okay, if you want to, you can go a little bit lower. Okay, but how low is completely up to you. Okay, one more time. Okay, so still wider. Okay, and it could be as little as just getting your feet a little bit wider apart. Okay, and coming back. Okay, once again, take a break anytime you need to. Okay, so let's move the hands a little bit. Okay, we're just going to kind of rotate the arms forward. Okay, so once again, you can adjust the intensity. Okay, so go as slowly as you need to. Check your heart rate if you know what your target is. You can check your breathing or just go by how you feel. Okay, and you can go backwards. Okay, and now let's just try to do a little bit of wave. Takes a little bit of maybe balance coordination again. You might feel your back muscles tightening a little bit. Okay, just to keep our balance. Okay, let's have the hands on the side. Okay, this one you might really feel your stomach muscles tightening a little bit more. You're just going to be kind of pulsing back and forth. Your shoulders might get a little tight for this one as well. Okay, but you're just going to pulse back and forth. And as you do this, you should feel this tightening a little bit. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, we're going to do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, deep breath in and out. Okay, we're going to do this maybe 1 or 2 more times. Okay, but this time, let's try a little bit, maybe slightly harder. We're going to have the hands in front. Okay, but we're going to pulse up and down again. Okay, so the faster you go, the kind of harder it becomes. Okay, so just adjust. Okay, but you probably feel a little bit tightening of your stomach muscles as we do this. Okay, so let's do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, once again, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, we got maybe about 30 seconds left. Okay, so let's do one last on the pulse, but this time maybe a little bit out to the side. Okay, maybe pulse front to back. Okay, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and that was 10 minutes. Okay, so let's not suddenly stop. Okay, we're going to slowly slow down. Okay, so I'm still moving my arms and legs, but I'm decreasing my pace. Okay, trying to slow down my breathing a little bit. Okay, I'm gradually slowing down until I'm just kind of lifting my heels and back down. Okay, just keeps the blood kind of flowing because when our muscles squeeze, it helps to push the blood back into your heart. Okay, so if we are exercising and we stop and our legs stop moving, sometimes that can kind of your blood pressure might not keep up. Okay, so usually we recommend people to just even just pump your heels a little bit. Okay, until we feel our breathing kind of close to maybe back to normal. We feel heart rate kind of coming back down a little bit. Okay, and once again, you can gradually slow down. Okay, so let's check the time. Okay, so right now on my watch is about 11:35, 34 or so. Let's rest for maybe 1 minute and then we'll come back and do the strengthening part. Okay, so if you still feel your breathing kind of going faster, still walk around, drink water. Okay, but let's come back around maybe 11:36. Okay, and we are just going to do the muscle strengthening with the band. Everyone still feeling good? Okay, so it's about 11:36 on my watch. Okay, so we're gonna slowly come back. So we're still gonna do about 4 exercises today. Maybe we'll repeat each of them twice. So still something with the core, some with the upper body, and some with the lower body, and then one balance exercise. So core doesn't just mean the muscles in front, it also means the muscles in the back as well. Okay, so the first one is kind of it's also kind of like a balance exercise, okay, but we're just going to be using muscles in the back a little bit more. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to still practice the hinge first. Okay, so going to push the butt back. Okay, so legs once again, kind of straight, not completely straight, a little bit of a bend, okay, but not this bend either. Okay, and your goal is to reach kind of forward and up the arms at the same time. Okay, so your goal is to kind of reach forward. Okay, you're gonna feel like you're gonna kind of fall forward, but see if you can move your feet, move your butt back to balance. Okay, and see if you can bring the chest up a little bit. Okay, so imagine you can still look forward, and you feel your muscles in the back tightening a little bit, and coming back. Okay, so shoulders might feel a little bit high as well. Okay, so start off not reaching too far, but if you can, see if you can just reach a little more forward, reach a little bit further upwards even. So it forms a straight line from my hips all the way to my fingertips as much as we can. Okay, holding for half a second maybe, and then come back. Okay, let's do about just anywhere from 5 to 10 times. Okay, so this is number 3 for me. Okay, don't hold for too long up top. Okay, at most half a second. 4. Okay, but you might suddenly feel your back kind of getting a little tired, a little sore. 5. 6. Okay, I'm just going to go halfway. I'm just going to number to 8. Okay, and 7. Okay, and 8. And once again, pause. Okay, if you feel like that was easy, go knock yourself out, do more. Or don't actually knock yourself out. Just do a few more times until you feel like you're a little tired. Okay, and deep breath in and out a little bit in between. Okay, so just a little bit of tightness or tension in your back, probably a little bit in the shoulders as well. Okay, so and then let's go to the upper body. Okay, we're just going to grab the band. Okay, so let's keep it simple. We're just going to do still something in the back, but we're just going to do a basic bicep curl. Okay, so this one, you can kind of just step in the middle of the band. If your band is very tight or very short, lengthen it so that you have more room to work with. Okay, but we're going to try to do both sides. Okay, so once again, posture first. Okay, see if you can stand 6 feet tall, shoulders maybe just a tiny bit wider. So it doesn't mean squeeze together. It really means wider if someone is looking at you from the front. Okay, and you keep this posture while you're just going to bend the elbows, bend the knuckles to the shoulders. Okay, and then coming back. Okay, remember not to hold your breath. Okay, so we're going to do a 4 count. Okay, so it'll be 2, 2. Squeeze a walnut between your elbows. Okay, and then 3, 4, coming back down. Okay, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one good way to make sure you're breathing is just maybe count it out loud with me. So That way you know you're definitely breathing and not holding your breath. Okay, I think we're at 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so ask yourself, how many more can I do of this? Okay, if the answer is I can probably do at most maybe 3 to 5 more, that's a good place to stop. If you feel that you can do 10, probably get a heavier band or tighter band if that's safe for you. Okay, or if you cannot even reach 10, definitely get a lighter band. Okay, once again, deep breath in and out, in between. Okay, so tense up when we need to exert ourselves, relax as much as we can when we don't need to. Okay, so we don't want to be holding the tension and walking around like this all day. Okay, so when we don't need to use our strength, then relax. Okay, and one way we can do that is just to be able to control our breathing or relax through our breathing. Okay, let's go to the lower body. Okay, let's go to the back of the leg. Okay, so this one, you can hold on to the chair. Okay, you're gonna lean forward slightly. Okay, not too much, just slightly. Bring one leg back. Okay, so now imagine there's a big vase in front of your knees. Okay, don't knock it over. Okay, but see if you can bring your heel up towards the butt as you feel the muscles in the back of the upper leg. Okay, and coming back down. Okay, so 2. You can pause a little bit at the top and then come down. 3. Come back down. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Okay, if you feel like your muscle's going to cramp up, just stop. 9. Okay, we don't use this too much, or we don't usually just use this muscles all the time. So you're going to feel a little bit more sore there, or you might feel like going to cramp up. Okay, so just take it a little easier. Once again, relax. In between, you can still, if you feel like a little dizzy, maybe just definitely pump your heels a little bit, squeeze your hands a little bit. Okay, take as long as you need in between. Okay, and we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so once again, kind of holding on the chair, lean forward through the upper body a little bit. I'm going to bring one leg back, the leg I'm going to be working. Okay, imagine there's a vase in front of your knees. Don't knock it over. Okay, and just try to bring your heel close to your butt. Okay, while your knee stays in place. Okay, so number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so once again, doesn't matter quite as much what number you reach to. The idea is just push the muscle until you feel like you can kind of do maybe 3 to 5 more at most. And I think that's number 10 for me. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, relax in between. Okay, and we didn't go to the balance exercise. Okay, we didn't still do the kind of drunk walk as last time. So we're gonna try and put one foot a little bit closer to the front of the other. Okay, once again, wider will be easier, right in front will be harder. Okay, but this time, let's try to do what we did in warm a little bit. So instead of walking straight up and down, or forward and back, okay, see if you can almost do an S shape. So you are just kind of adding a little bit more, we call it degrees of movement. So just pretty much moving in more ways than just forward and back. Okay, so once again, take it a little easier. Okay, but see if you can walk toe to heel or close to toe to heel. Okay, while kind of also imagine navigating a crowd or something like that. Okay, you can also change which way you're turning. Once again, find your balance, do it beside the wall, have like multiple chairs around. Okay, once again, take it as slowly as you need to. If you want to make this harder, you can try closing one eye if it was too easy for you, and that should make it a little bit harder already. Okay, if you can also look left and right while you're doing this. Okay, either by turning your head, or you can just kind of move your eyes side to side a little bit while you are turning. Okay, but for me, kind of closing one eye makes a lot, a little bit more challenging. Okay, and we'll just take a little break. I think we still have time to do one more round of each exercise. Okay, so maybe kind of run through it in your head, what we just did, just so you can also do at home. So it's okay if you don't quite remember, but just kind of briefly see if you can recall. Okay, once again, notice where you might be still tense and see if you can relax those areas. Okay, but just to review, the first one is just kind of reaching exercise. Okay, we engage in muscles in the back by lifting our arms up. Okay, so core, once again, not just the muscles in front, but all the way around our trunk. Okay, so once again, we're hinging, which means bending from the hips. Okay, and we're trying to reach forward and a little bit upwards. Okay, while maintaining kind of our center of balance, I guess you can call it. Okay, but if you can, see if you can reach a little bit more forward. 2. Okay, once again, don't hold too long for the top, just half a second at most. 3, your toes are probably working hard as well. 4. 5. You probably feel a stretch behind as well. 6. Okay, I'm just going to do to 8. 7. And last one for me. 8. Okay, once again, deep breath in and out. Okay, maybe still pump the heels a little bit in between. Okay, once again, you don't have to rush through the workout. Okay, take as long as you need in between. Okay, but sometimes we also say no more than necessary. Okay, so we're not kind of watching a TV show and then come back. That works as well, but sometimes we want to just be time efficient. We can also just you don't have to rest like 5 minutes in between unless you're lifting very heavy. Okay, so as much as we need, but no more than necessary. Okay, so once again, 6 feet tall, wide for the shoulders, like you're trying to take up as much room as you can. Okay, and we're gonna do a 4 count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Still staying tall, staying wide. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4. Ask yourself, how many more can I do? Okay, if the answer is about 3 to 5, then it's a good place to stop. Okay, so I'm at 10. I feel like I can probably do maybe 5 more or so. So I'm just going to do, for myself, I'm going to do maybe 2 more. Okay, and I feel like at most I can do 3 more. So it's this good place for me to stop. Okay, once again, shift things out in between. Walk around a little bit. Okay, but I'm trying to take deep breaths in and out. Okay, the third one of the lower body is the back of the thighs. This one we're holding onto a chair or a wall or something sturdy. Lean forward slightly. Kick one leg back. Have an imaginary vase in front of your knees. Bend the knee, okay, without knocking the vase down. Okay, so knee stays pretty much exactly in the same place. I'm just bringing my heel up. Okay, so this will be number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so how many more can I do? Okay, maybe 5 more for me at this point. Okay, so once again, I'm just going to do 2 more. Okay. Okay, but feel free to go to a different number for yourself. Okay, I'm taking deep breaths in and out. Kind of noticing maybe where I'm getting a little tired. Okay, kind of checking, doing a self-check. How tired am I? Can I do more or should I take a break? Should I drink more water? Probably. I didn't drink anything for the past hour, so I probably should have a glass of water with me. Okay, and when you're ready, we can do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so still holding on to something, slightly lean forward, reach one leg back, have an imaginary vase in front of the knees. Don't knock that vase over while bringing the heel closer to my butt. Okay, so this is number 2 for me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, once again, do a self-check. How many more can I do? Okay, I still feel like for myself, I can do maybe 5 more. So I probably for this leg, I feel like I'm a little stronger, so I feel like I can go a little few more times. Okay, so I'm getting close to my limit. Okay, so maybe just 1 more for me. Okay, and I think that's a good place for me to stop. Okay, once again, do your own check. Okay, and then we're going to finish off with just once again, the heel to toe walk. Okay, but if you feel comfortable, do like the S-shaped walk as well at the same time. Or if that was too challenging, just go back and front to back, or even just forward, if that's all we can manage safely. Okay, so just whenever you're ready, okay, just kind of heel to toe. Okay, can be very narrow, can be a little wider. Okay, but at the same time, okay, just a little bit of a turn. Okay, once again, do what is safe for you. Okay, so backwards is always a little more challenging. Okay, so adjust if necessary. I kind of just lost my balance a little bit, like now. Okay, so a little bit of challenge is what we're looking for. Okay, so our body needs a little bit of a challenge in order to improve. Okay, but once again, too much of a challenge might hurt ourselves. Too little, and we might not get the benefits we're looking for. Okay, so it's a little bit of balance act going on with how much we want to do. Okay, another way to make it more difficult is to think about something at the same time. So we can't call this dual tasking. So when people fall, they're usually kind of preoccupied with something else or think about something. Okay, so you can kind of count down numbers to do math while you're doing this. You can think of all the vegetables that are I don't know, orange or something like that, or in the same family as an orange. Okay, so you're thinking of something while you're trying to balance. Okay, so just to split our attention. Okay, and we still should be able to still want to be balanced while our mind is preoccupied. Okay, so let's stop for a second. Okay, so we have about a couple minutes left. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stretching. So maybe we can sit back down just to relax a little bit. Okay, so just the basic stretches. Still, let's do the shoulders. Okay, so reach across, other arm under, pull towards the chest. Do the stretch in the shoulder. So I think we're a little bit short of time, so we're just gonna let's hold for about 10 seconds. Any areas you feel really tight in, probably spend a little more time on your own. Okay, so we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come back, check it out. Switch sides when you're ready. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, this one is reach across, reach under the elbows, and then kind of pull towards your trunk or your chest. Okay, so the bicep area. So, oh, I'm stuck. Set a little more forward. Reach behind you if you can. Reach a little further back, and then you're just going to push the chest forward while keeping your arms kind of straight, and you should feel a little bit of a stretch in front of the arm. Okay, so you can be holding on to anything. Okay, so think of straightening the elbows and then puffing your chest forward. Okay, how high you're reaching is completely up to you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, since we're in this position already, let's have one foot forward. Just stretching the hamstrings. Okay, pulling our belly button forward. Okay, you can have your hands on your thighs. You can have on your chair, half and half. And just feel stretch behind the straight leg. Okay, spine doesn't have to be all the way bent. A little bit bent is okay. Okay, deep breath in and out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so you come back. Pause as long as you need to. Okay, when you're ready, side to side, pulling our belly button towards our toes. Deep breath in and out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, last two, just the top of the shoulders. So grab onto the chair, or sitting on the hands, or just putting on the thighs. Okay, lean away, so you're pulling your shoulders down, and then you lean the opposite way so that you have more space between your shoulders and your ears. Free hand if you want to. You can have just add a little bit of a pull. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in between. When you're completely fine, and to the other side. So just kind of drop your shoulders down almost. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, very last one. Okay, just a prayer stretch. So hands together, get a little closer. Hands together, palms touching, fingers touching. Okay, just gonna bring everything a little lower, but hands and fingers all stay together, feeling a stretch into, I guess, inside of your wrist. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Shaking out. Okay, so I think that's all the time we have for today. Good job, everyone. If you have any questions, I'm still going to be around.